Simply put, if you don't have a reasonable excuse to leave the house, it is illegal to do so. The government has detailed in its guidance some of the specific cases where you are not allowed to travel. Essential travel does not include visits to second homes, campsites, caravan parks, or similar places, either for isolation or holidays. You should remain in your primary residence. In general, you should not visit family or friends you do not live with, unless one of the permissible reasons above applies. Such as if you are caring for them or need to move children between their parents' homes. Top 10 high-risk places you should not visit at all costs during lockdown. Number 1. Supermarkets and shops. You can go shopping for basic necessities, such as food and medicine, as infrequently as possible. Although you should not use public transport unless you have to, there are no rules against driving to the shops. There's so much to touch and grab at the grocery store: shopping carts, freezer door handles, cardboard boxes and plastic packaging. The bigger concern about such stores, experts say, is person-to-person transmission and being around so many people who might be carrying the virus. Such surfaces are almost unavoidable for shoppers. But they also carry a certain amount of risk in the age of the COVID-19 pandemic, adding urgency to a troubling. Number 2. Schools. Though younger children have been getting the most mild infections from the coronavirus, 300 million school children around the world have been asked to stay home. Some of them are logging into lessons remotely. The reason to close schools is because children are the big amplifiers, said Blaser. The kids have very mild infections, but then they bring them home, then their parents get them, or worse still their grandparents get them. While the government said that all schools in the UK have closed in response to the coronavirus pandemic, it's not quite as straightforward as that. Number 3. Work and play. Here's those interactions start with turning the door handle, a high-touch surface, and end with turning the door handle again. A good rule of thumb to apply to every room you're thinking of entering. For those remote workers looking for a safe space place to plug in laptops, look for quiet rooms, not loud ones, recommends Blaser. A coffee shop or library where everyone's silently reading or typing away will get a lot less spray than a noisier coffee shop or bar where everyone's yelling over the music to be heard. Note, at Starbucks, they've started turning away your reusable cup. Number 4. Gym. For gym goers freaked out by the prospect of sharing sweaty fitness equipment and yoga mats, remember that the gym has its own built-in protection system. Those alcohol-based hand sanitizer and gym cloths you're supposed to be using to wipe down equipment before and after using. A good sanitary practice in general that you clean when you're done, said Farley. If you don't, it's time to start. Number 5. Offices. Particularly if they are sealed office spaces without open ventilation and the air is just recirculated within the building is helpful for coronavirus to spread. Sealed offices are very risky place. Open plan offices are the scourge of many, and the rise of the coronavirus offers another reason to hate them. Open office spaces are among the worst for COVID-19. Ihan Ali, MD, Senior Director of Medical Affairs at Healthline, told the public relations firm Boss Bar, which did a survey on coronavirus fears. To reduce the risk of spreading infection, concerned companies should enforce work-from-home policies to keep contagion down. Dozens of companies have already taken that advice. Number 6. Pubs and restaurants. The Prime Minister has closed bars, clubs, restaurants, and theaters. Areas of close social contact such as pubs and clubs are high-risk areas for transmission of the virus. The World Health Organization, WHO, has placed quite a hefty emphasis on limiting smaller gatherings to counter the spread of the virus. Restaurants also fall into this category, and a number of chains including McDonald's, Costa Coffee and Nando's, who had been offering a takeaway only service, closed their doors indefinitely ahead of the Prime Minister's announcement. Number 7. Travel. There have been reduced services on trains, buses, and planes, and the UK government has advised against all but essential travel. Coronavirus spreads when an infected person coughs small droplets packed with the virus into the air. These can be breathed in, or can cause an infection if you touch a surface they have landed on, and then touch your face with unwashed hands. So a lot of the potential risk of infection on trains and buses depends on how crowded they are, and this will vary in different parts of the country and on different routes. Number 8. Mass gathering events. Large events and mass gatherings can contribute to the spread of COVID-19 in the United States via travelers who attend these events and introduce the virus to new communities. Examples of large events and mass gatherings include conferences, festivals, parades, concerts, sporting events, weddings, and other types of assemblies. These events can be planned not only by organizations and communities but also by individuals. Number 9. Theater. The bans against large crowds vary across the country and are rapidly changing, forcing different strategies for movie theaters in various parts of the country. In many parts of the world, cinemas have already shuttered. China, the world's second largest movie market, closed its theaters more than a month ago. More recently, Italy, India, Greece, Poland, Lebanon and Kuwait have followed suit. On Friday, Europe extended the cinema shutdown in most theaters in Spain and Germany, as well as those in Denmark and Norway. Number 10. Public toilets. Chinese researchers say that public toilets can also be a source of coronavirus transmissions. The implications of these findings are enormous, as a patient with the coronavirus and having diarrhea can use a public toilet. And the flushing of the toilet can help disseminate the unseen virus all over the toilet surfaces and even in the surrounding air, as these coronavirus can survive outside of a host for as long as 5 days at room temperature and even longer at cooler temperatures, also become a place where individuals can easily contract the disease. Stay home, stay safe. Thanks for watching.